Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Burn This Podcast. I'm Brandie Posey, the owner of Burn This Records and host of this podcast, Burn This Podcast. You're hearing from me, which means there's an album. Oh baby, this is a good one. It's called The Get Together. The comic's name is Andy Ryder. It's his debut. It's available right now for pre-order, available everywhere on Friday. I really enjoyed chatting with Andy, and it's been really great getting to know him. I hope you enjoy our conversation and pre-order that album. Come on. Do it. Enjoy my chat with Andy Ryder.
We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn.
This podcast. What beverages are you working with over there? Oh, we got a...
This is just a Coke. I
Nice.
wanted a Slurpee, but the machines were all down at 7-Eleven, so I was like, well.
Man, I feel like the Slurpee machine... I actually just went to 7-Eleven and I got a little Debbie cake because I was like, I need some sugar to get my day going.
Yeah.
Sunday. I was like, let's have a real 14-year-old boy kind of Sunday. Let's get into it. Started off with
Yes.
a little Debs, double decker, chocolate, whatever the fuck. Who cares? I'm not 40.
Yeah. We need some Swiss roll stat. And
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, what do my emotions taste like today? Let's see.
Did you ever see that video where somebody would unroll the Swiss roll and then put chocolate syrup on it and then roll it back up and eat it that way?
Oh no, I haven't. I don't. I respect them for doing it. That's a Rubicon for me. That's
Yeah.
modifying a Hostess or a Little Debbie or something like that feels like that's a line I don't ever want to open myself up to or acknowledge.
It's too much. It's too much. I'm like, I can't imagine. No way. This can't be good, you know?
No, and I try to be a recovered sugar-aholic for the most part as much as possible too. Like I was raised, my family was so crazy. Like me and my dad had our own Hershey syrup bottles growing up with our names on them. Like we would just chug them. Like it's insane that we did that.
Yeah.
I was a child and encouraged to do such a thing. It's funny. It's I'm technically straight edge, but I'm not an asshole about it. But I just
Sure.
I was always like, I know how sugar has made me crazy. Let's not find something that's even more destructive that hits that same button in our body.
For sure. Yeah, I don't go around using the term straight edge, but I also don't drink or do drugs or smoke or anything like that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm trying to write this bit right now where I'm like, I wish I had a reason for the weird things I say. I wish I had one of those things where I was drunk last night. That's why I said that thing. And instead it's just no, that's just what came to mind. And I said it and I'm sorry about that.
Oh, for sure. Sometimes if you ever drunk people will be like, oh, I had Taco Bell sober. And I'm like, yeah, I've done that a lot in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, am I a trash bag?
I never understood the hate against Taco Bell. Taco Bell is delicious. You guys are all wrong.
Agreed.
I love Taco Bell. It's so
Agreed.
good.
It's really, I love it, honestly. I get excited about it. Baja Blast is I wouldn't say a cornerstone to my personality, but it is it's a pebble in that wall, I think, for sure.
Speaking of Baja Blast, they had their 20th anniversary recently.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what they did?
What?
They made mango Doritos, and they were amazing. They were so good.
Whoa! Oh
and
man!
Now they're gone. You can't find them on the shelf anymore. I'm like, why do you make something so good and then take it away from us? What's wrong with you?
It all goes back to the Disney vault, man. They saw what happened. So everyone's just trying to create that frenzy for themselves with various other products. It's bullshit.
So sad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay off sweets too. What are some ways you go about it? I don't we can't have Oreos in our apartment. We're not allowed. We can't have Doritos or anything like that. If we have a party to go to, we'll buy Doritos and Oreos or something like that for that party and just leave it there. But get a couple of for ourselves. Okay, that is good. Okay, all right, it's fun.
Yeah, I don't keep stuff in the house. That for sure is a big thing for me. Or I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna walk and get one thing, but a pack of something, because then my brain will just be like, oh shit, it's there. I know it's here.
Yeah.
And I just don't keep anything. Birthdays and shit are always hard because people will just get you a bunch of stuff and you're like, you're not helping me, actually.
Yeah. You guys can tell by looking at me, I'm made up of recessive genes. white, my dad is mostly Filipino, and I look like this. So when that happens, it's great. Very surprising face. I know that about myself. I was at a grocery store, and the cashier would not break eye contact with me the entire time she was scanning items. I feel really uncomfortable. And I was like, hey, and she goes, do you know who you look like? Which is like not a question I enjoy. Nobody's ever followed up that question with a friend. She goes, you look like George Washington. That's fine, you know? But then she like leaned in real close. She goes, do you know what he did? I'm like, oh. Real quick, here's where it got weirder. She pulled out a picture of a guy who looked kind of like me, and she goes, that's my cousin George Washington. He owes me $50. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know. I don't have $50. I can't help you in this situation. It's not the same. It's really awkward, but that's what my face does. It just causes stress for people, and they think loans that they're owed, and it's just real bad. My dad and I look nothing alike, nothing at all. We don't have anything in common. We don't have any common interests. The only thing we've ever kind of had in common is that when my dad was 13, he lost his left leg due to early onset diabetes. When I was 13, I lost my ponytail. That's it. That's all. Like sometimes we'll sit on the couch together and he's like, oh, I feel like there's fan pains, like a fire going through my leg right now. I'm like, I know, I feel like the wind's going through my ponytail. Nobody else gets this, man, just me and you. But like when I was a kid, I used to love when my dad would come to pick me up from school because my teachers would get nervous because they'd see this brown man walking towards me and they're like, Andy, is that your dad? I'm like, yep. And they're like, he doesn't look like you. And I say, oh, that's because I have both legs. No. Have a good day. It's fine. My favorite thing about being part Asian is definitely when people say, no, you're not. Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's good. No, it's fun. I like it. I don't know what to tell us. You guys can tell by looking at me, I was homeschooled for at least a year, right? I got most of my education, but some of it I'm like, math's not really strong. I did go to a regular high school though. I went to Franklin Delano Roosevelt High School. Our mascot was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Just an old man. Fireside chats at halftime. That was the promise. My favorite thing about our school mascot was that I'm from South Carolina. In South Carolina, if there's a boys sports team and a girls sports team for the same school, they can have the same mascot, but the girls have to add the word lady in front of their mascot. So our girls basketball team was the Lady Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I was like, her name's Eleanor. She's a real person. Just do that. It's way easier. It's insane. Our rival school's mascot was polio.
For sure.
Kay had a good post recently where she was like, hey, instead of talking about your doubts and your fears, why don't you talk about ways you can help people and go and do that thing? I'm like, yeah, there you go. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll like talk about how I'm proud of my community and whatnot. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Makes sense.
Give a bottle of water to somebody. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. It's the time of year. I always keep a few frozen bottles in the freezer, and then it's like, you know, I'll do, if it's like a hot day, I'll do a lap around the neighborhood and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like, I hoard those ice packs until the summertime every year. I feel like I get a lot of stuff delivered that has like an ice pack in it, and I'll just like hold them all. And then this is like the 2 or 3 months, so I just will like freeze a couple at a time and then just like pass them out or whatever. It's easy. An easy, fun way to, you know, to get things done around if you can help out.
For sure. Yeah. I remember last year there's always like somebody by the 7-Eleven, of course, and said,
of course.
Like, and they're like, oh, can you give me some water and some chips? And I was like, yeah, sure. And they're like, I'm trying to record an album. I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm thinking like, I don't know, I might do this hardcore album, but then it might be hip hop album. And I was like, that's a lot of different things. Let's like maybe I think you really need to digest what you want to do with this.
Yeah.
And then from there,
Maybe like play live a little bit, find your voice before you like get in the booth. Maybe.
yeah. Think about it for a minute. What's going on here? But all right,
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Speaking of albums, you have one that is currently for pre-sale and is coming out at the end of this week. Congratulations.
At the end of this week? Yeah, it is.
Well, when this episode drops,
right on. I realized that as you said it, I was like, wait, she's talking about, okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm doing that podcast podcast trick in the future.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I'm really excited about it. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's rad. Where'd you record this at?
Recorded at the Clubhouse in Los Feliz, next to a John's.
Love it.
The grocery store, Get
that scrappy John's energy. I've always you can feel the John's at the Clubhouse, which I appreciate.
Oh,
nice.
Time. John's. Yeah. I took a class at the Clubhouse one time, and during our dinner breaks, we'd all just go to John's and like grab random snacks and bring them back. And I was like, this is good.
Hell yeah. I love that. I love that. And you're originally from South Carolina then, right?
Yep. Charleston, South Carolina.
Hell yeah.
Cool place. Most of the time. Sometimes not, but most of the time, pretty cool place. I like it.
Your experience was good there, at least. I mean, that's,
Yeah, I had a good time.
It's home.
Yeah, it's a home. It's weird. Like every time I go back now, I don't like recognize it as much because like there is like a lot of like just companies coming in, and they're like it used to be like downtown area. There used to be like a lot of like independent restaurants, and there still is, but like there's also like there's a Moe's Southwest Grill there, and there's like giant Walgreens and stuff like that. You're like, oh, I didn't know we needed. Okay, all right, sure, why not? But then like I overhear tourists who are there like, oh, let's go to Moe's or like a Chipotle or something like that. I'm like, there's Mexican restaurants around here that are just as good that are like local, but okay, it's fine.
Yeah. I'm always shocked at that whenever like tourists find like just go to a chain that you can go to anywhere else where you're like, especially like Charleston's like a food city too.
Yeah, big time.
It's like great. Like I feel like if you can Google the name of a city in like Bourdain, just like do that. Go or just like, there's a million great places in especially like old cities like that have like a bunch of mix of culture and everything. It's like you're on the water, you've got great seafood, it's the South. I mean, anywhere in the South mostly has great food. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we had Johnson and Wales, which was like a culinary college, and it was there for like a long time, I think. And then they left, but everybody who went to school there just stayed behind and made this really great food scene there. And I was like, oh, good job, guys. This is awesome. But now it's just like, I don't know. Like I think the food scene's still good. I think we're still voted like most beautiful people in the world since I left. But like pretty good. They're like, okay, well, it just went up a little bit. There we go. Good job. And
when you go back, they're like, hey, but the vote's like coming back again. So can you not? You're just visiting.
Don't be here during the summer, please. That's when they like us the most. I'm like, I get it. All right.
Okay, fair.
Right. Yeah. Jeez.
Were you rocking the chops when you lived in Charleston?
Yeah. So I started growing them in like 2010, 2011, something like that. Like I couldn't grow a full beard at the time. It wasn't going to happen, but I was like, let me see where this goes. And I did need to have facial hair a little bit because my job at the time, I was working at the medical university and I was meeting with doctors from all around the world to explain how the U.S. tax system worked. And a lot of them would not take me seriously because of like the fact that I looked very young for my age at the time. And they were like, are you like an intern or something? I was like, no, I work here. They're like, are you like really smart or something? I was like, no.
Who is this boss baby that is trying to tell me about taxes?
Do you have somebody else we could speak to? I was like, no, this is me. I'm the only one who's qualified to teach you how to do this. And they're like, okay, all right. So then I was like, let me grow facial hair. And then it's like, this is the best I could do. And I was like, now I could grow a full beard, I guess, but I like this better. This is better for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Now they're like, oh, this time traveler. So he still looks young, but at least like 20 years old back in the day is more like 50 now because he was going to die soon. So that makes sense.
He had to do it. He had to fight all the diseases that they had then.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite experience with it was one time I had to go, they had this annual meeting with all the incoming international students Basically just explain how to like handle the emergency situations we have in Charleston. Like some of them didn't grow up around like poisonous animals, or like we have flooding and we have hurricanes because we're below sea level. And so they're like, here's where you need to go in case of a hurricane, stay away from these types of animals, that kind of thing. And during the initial meetup, this guy came up to me and he was like, oh, your face is very communist. I was like,
what?
And I just kind of nodded. I was like, okay, I think he was French or something like that. His grasp of English is not great. That's fine. Whatever. Whatever. And then we'd go around the circle and like announce who we were and like where we were from. And it got to me. I was like, hey, I'm Andy. I am from here. And that guy stood up and like pointed at me. He goes, you were Russian. I was like, no, I'm not. He's like, you said you were Russian. I was like, I did not say that. You said I was communist. And I just laughed. That's it. He was like, I thought you were Russian. I was like, I am not. He was like, and he sat back down. But I was like, what a weird way to approach me.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like, you don't have a Russian vibe.
I have no accent. I have no Russian accent. Nothing about me says Russian. I'm like, no, what's going on, man?
No, you don't. That's really funny. I love a French guy just going around and accusing people of being Russians. Also, communist doesn't necessarily mean Russian either.
No, no, not at all. There's like countries that are doing it. China, come on there.
Exactly. Oligarch. Like that would be a better thing to yell at me.
Franco-Prussian. Yeah, sure. Why not? All right.
I remember going to see my guidance counselor in high school one time. They're like, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, I would like to become the Incredible Hulk. I'm going to put you down for chemistry. I was like, okay. I went to, I don't know, it was weird times, I guess. I was not good at dating in high school, surprisingly. No, what? My friends would set me up on dates, always with their other awkward friend, because I think in their heads they were thinking, he's awkward, she's awkward, this is right. It's not. Two awkwards don't make it right. They do make a waiter very uncomfortable. And the staff will come up to you later and they're like, are you still here? I'm like, we're waiting for our food. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, we're closing, so Despite that, I did actually have like one girlfriend in high school. Like, I dated a French foreign exchange student. I know, la. Cool. But I really liked dating her. Like, I thought it was like really cool. Like, it was cool, like finding all these cultural differences between her and I. It was interesting, like talking to friends who were dating like American girls and like finding out the cultural differences they had between, like their problems and stuff like that. So I remember I had like one friend was dating this girl, and he's like, dude, this girl is so weird. Like, she has so many daddy issues. Does your girlfriend have daddy issues? And I was like, no, she's French. She has papa issues. No, that's not. Okay, whatever, man. Despite all that, I did get married at 19. Did anybody else do that? Got real quiet all of a sudden. Like cowards tonight. It's great. I love her. I tell her that sometimes. I'm like, we're doing well, guys. Don't worry about it. I tell her that too. I'm like, we're doing well. She's like, oh, okay. It doesn't feel like it. I'm like, no, it is. People always ask me, how did you meet? Like, they'll be like, are you guys like high school sweethearts? I'm like, no, college intervention sweethearts, actually. Met at an intervention. Not her intervention. I should make that very clear, by the way. It was not her intervention. When people were like, you gotta stop doing meth. I'm like, yeah, and stop not returning my phone calls. It's for her, like a very different girl. Her name is Katie. I did not know it was an intervention, by the way. I thought I was going to a party. I brought Oreos. Got all the looks on that one. They're like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, we're not doing a party? They're like, no, this is an intervention. I was like, oh, for who? They're like, Katie. I was like, why? They're like, she's anorexic. I was like, this may be the cure. No, it's not. But she saw something in me. She thought I was just like very, like, I didn't care about what people thought. I was just like, no, I'm just dumb. I don't know. So she's like, what? I'm attracted. All right, let's see where this goes. So we're married. And been married for 17 years, going really well. You want her autograph or something? She's cool, don't get me wrong. The first year was hard, because the first year is like when the person that you're like married to is just like, hey, here's some things I hid from you during the dating process. Like, oh, really? Like, one of the things I found about her is that she loves skulls as decoration pieces around our apartment. There are so many skulls around our apartment. She has a skull-shaped alarm clock. The teeth chatter when the alarm goes off. My goal in life is to wake up before that alarm every morning. Like, oh, the teeth. There it goes. She never talked about this when we were dating, though. Never once brought it up. Didn't wear like a skull t-shirt or anything. The only clue she ever gave me is that she would refer to her apartment as the Bone Zone. Where are we going there? Now that I'm there, like, I hate this place so much. It's all the time scary. She likes to listen to podcasts a lot. Like, she listens to 2 types of podcasts, though. True crime murder podcasts and podcasts about ghosts, which are the Where Are They Now? True crime murder podcasts. I swear we just listened to this. She's like, no, they're dead now. They bought this Airbnb. It's fun.
You have a track on your album about how your brother has a crow. And when I was listening to this, I was just like kind of going, yes, along with all your tracks. I like love a lot of the topics you talk about and everything. And I like genuinely have been trying to make crow friends and was just like, okay, all right, this is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. That's a lie. I made that up.
Wait, really?
Yeah. That's just a joke.
Damn. Okay.
Because I know that there's zoos that offer that ability where you can like adopt or whatever, like adopt, where you're like paying for their feed and care, and you get to see videos and stuff like that of the bird or whatever that you've adopted. Sorry.
Damn. I was so excited. I was like, oh shit, you're like crow uncle. Congratulations.
Could have been a crunkle. Could have been a crunkle.
Exactly. I only have a gunkle. I have a gay uncle. So being a crunkle is honestly, a real dream.
I still think you could do it, man. Do you have any nephews or nieces?
I have 2 nieces. nieces.
Are any of them interested in adopting a crow?
I mean, one of them is 5 and the other one is like just turned a year old. So I think they're a little young for that. But I mean, I did buy one of them, the older one, for her birthday a few years ago. I bought her like a 3x3 square of land in Scotland because I thought it would be funny to call her a lady. Yeah. And it's like there was like a stupid. I read that stupid like Goop guide every year to make fun of it, and there was a thing that was like pay $90 and you get a piece of land that you own in Scotland. And I was like, this is stupid enough to do. And this kid has too many things already. So I think I can just like, this will be a funny gift for her. I mean, I hope that she eventually homesteads that piece of 3x3 land in the future. Yeah, that'll be a trip we take when she's 20. And I'm like an old weird aunt. We'll be like, we're going to go see your land in Scotland.
Got to raise my crop, my one crop that I have on this land.
Yeah, my haggis. I think they grow it there, right? I have a little thing of a bunch of like seeds that I'll like throw outside for crows sometimes. My neighbors have definitely seen me just trying to we got some real curvy crows over here in Eagle Rock that I've been trying to be friends with. And yeah, I hear them call outside. I'll go out to be like, yo, and I'll just throw some seeds out and they'll come down. So,
hey, that's fun.
Trying to get them to bring me stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. I've seen videos of crows bringing people stuff as a result of them feeding them. And it's always like change or cash.
Yeah.
Sometimes like would it be awful if like you started getting weird stuff? You're like, oh, this is somebody's medical bracelet.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not good.
Well, if we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, if we come to it.
That's how the mystery starts in your life. You're like, well, I had to solve a mystery today. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm just like leaning into being crazy. It's like I have a 12-foot skeleton that's like behind my house. It's up year round, and I'm like trying to feed the crows in my neighborhood. Yeah, I have like a little, my neighbor actually like share like a little yard, and I have like a 12-foot skeleton that I got from Home Depot like 3 years ago, and it's been up for like 3 years straight. It's
I hope
beautiful.
My wife never finds out about this. She'll be like, why don't we have a 12-foot skeleton? I'm like, because we don't have space for it.
Where there's a will, there's a way. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's fun because there's like, I have a 3-foot one on my porch that was only going to be for Halloween. But now there's like a toddler that his parents walk past my house every day. And the kid goes, hi, skeleton, to the little skeleton. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to take that away from him. So now I have a 12-foot skeleton in the back. I got a 3-foot skeleton in my front porch, and I'm trying to feed crows. It's a lot going on over here.
I think it's a good start. I really want to see where this leads later in life.
Me too. It's like the kind of energy I'm trying to adopt.
Because my wife and I are not having kids, people will ask us like sometimes like, are you guys like the black sheep of the family? And I'm like, no. I have another older brother who still lives at home and recently adopted a crow. The crow does not live at home with them, by the way. The crow still lives at the zoo. My brother just pays for their feed and care. They put a camera in the case so you can look in on the crow. So they're like, what are you doing? I'm looking at my son. Like, what? He's like, my son, he's doing so well today. It's so insane. I'll call my mom and be like, hey, how's your grandson doing? That is not my grandson, that is the crow. Don't bring that up with me. Grandma, come on. She hates it so much. It's awful. My brother, for a while, wanted to be a DJ. Did nothing to make it happen, but did tell a lot of people. My favorite thing about this, my mom wanted to be supportive. Could not remember the word DJ to save her life, so she kept asking what it was like to be a spinster. She's not wrong, right? But he got a degree in English and now works at a storage facility called Create Expectations. I think he kind of won on that one. That's close enough. Yeah, you get it. It's fine. It's all right. It's all right. I was supposed to exercise at some point. Again, like I got a doctor's note, like you need to exercise. And I was like, okay. I'm not good at exercise. Like there's something I'm very bad about. Like my brother that has kids, he's very good at exercising. He does CrossFit. You know, you guys do CrossFit? That's because we're all here. Cool people don't do CrossFit. He does CrossFit. If you've never done CrossFit, just imagine taking the entire year's worth of exercise and saying, let's just do it today. Right now, we got an hour? Let's crush it. Let's do this. He does it through a church group, so it's called Crucify Fit. One time he passed out and didn't wake up for like 3 days. I was like, I'm not good at exercise. I tried running. Like that's the one thing I did try. Like I'll try to like run, but I only like to listen to music when I run. The only music I really listen to is Elliott Smith. I'm with Elliott Smith is nuts. I get it. Elliott Smith was a singer-songwriter who mostly sang songs about heroin abuse and women who were thinly veiled metaphors for heroin abuse. All the women in the songs were named Carolyn. So as a result, when I'm listening to songs and trying to run, they're all slow and they're all about heroin. The whole time I'm like, maybe I should get heroin. That seems like a good time. I don't know. Just never finished a run. It's really great. Somebody's like, are you going to run the marathon in LA this year? I'm like, I'm lucky if I'm going to run down my block. That's how I'm feeling. I don't know about this.
There's a bar called Weary Livers in Culver. They do a comedy show there, but they're like almost like diagonal from the mic. There is a giant skeleton just off in the corner of the room, just standing there the whole time. And it is large. It's not 12 feet. It's maybe like 9 feet. But still, like it does like catch you out of the corner of your eye while you're performing. You will be like laughing people. Giant skeleton, just reflecting my own mortality back at me while I do this thing.
It's important to be reminded that your time is finite, and this is how you're spending it. And I'm a little bit of an expert on like who has all the like where the Oversized skeletons are from, and I think like the 8 what is it, like Home Goods, Halloween.com, and Joann Fabrics all have 8-foot tall skeletons available. Lowe's has a 10-foot tall one, and there's one more. There's one more out there. The Joann's one is new this year, and it actually talks too, which is pretty rad.
What does it say?
Hold on, I have some of its quotes. They're long. Is the thing that's really funny. It speaks in 3 different languages. And one of the quotes is, "Welcome to my stylish haunted home. I can't take all the credit for its trendy appeal. The maniacal banshee in the closet deserves some praise."
Oh,
that's like too much for a novelty skeleton to say, but I like it.
Is there a banshee that they sell with it?
Nope. Skeleton by itself. Man. Please come in and stay a while. Watch out for my spider collection. I let them out for a little exercise. If you wouldn't mind, please help me get them back in their box.
Oh, yeah, that one needs some editing. It's like, we get it. The spiders are loose. You don't need to...
Yeah. I love that, like, somebody was hired to write these, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's like they needed somebody to punch them up a little bit. Oh, this one's pretty good, though. We woke Grandpa again. Somebody get him some candy. That one I'm happy with.
Do you know if it's the same phrases in different languages for the other two languages? Is it like just the same phrases but just said a different way, or is it different phrases? I wonder.
I don't know. I hope that it's. I would like there to be more. Like, this is on the Joanne's website that I have access to. I wonder if I like changed it to Spanish language, if it would give me the graphic in a new thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out though.
I just like to think of a language where they're like, Grandpa doesn't really translate here. It's more like patriarch. Do you guys have patriarchs? Think of patriarch. Patriarch woke up. He is hungry now. Perhaps we should give him more jelly beans.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Get real specific with the grandpa. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why are you so upset about grandpa? You're a skeleton.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if you're a skeleton and your grandpa's still alive, but you're a grown 8-foot skeleton, what happened? I need to know. I have a lot of questions to break down this family history. Like, or is your grandpa a skeleton that you woke up, but he wants candy? Can you eat candy? Like, what are the rules of skeleton hunger?
They didn't go with any like easy puns either. I will say that for them. They didn't say, I have a bone to pick with you. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like grandpa is hungry. Like, it seems like a Duolingo thing for skeletons. They're like, say it this way. You're like, oh, that is, yes, my grandpa is hungry. He needs more candy. Duolingo, you've done it again.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It does feel like, oh, okay. I do enjoy a good game of hide and seek, but it's been devilishly difficult to find somewhere large enough to hide. Do you mind throwing a blanket over me?
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Too.
It's a lot. It's also the call to action of like asking somebody to do to something is bold, I think.
Yeah. Now I want to know what happens if you throw a blanket over him. Will he say something different? He's like, I'm hiding now.
Yeah. Can't find me. Like, we're the only two playing. That's not how hide and seek works. You can get your own blanket.
I don't love the idea of AI writing anything, honestly, but I do want to know how AI would make that skeleton better somehow. What would it do? Exactly.
That's a good idea. I'll hit up ChatGPT and be like, can you give me like 50 things that an 8-foot skeleton would say? Not puns, but just put them in the world and let's see what we get out of this. Mm-hmm. It'd be like, do you know how much energy I'm using for this request? We're like, yeah, that's
someone loses power in their house. They're like, what is happening? I hope it's for something important.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, what's important at this point? You know, I mean, do we even know?
My wife and I are not going to have kids. Her parents asked us not to. It's just your face. I'm like, I get it. Don't have to talk anymore about this. I understand. And I'm not upset about it. I'm okay. I completely am okay with this. I have 2 older siblings. They have kids, and I'm very happy for them because for a while they were just like the most irresponsible people ever. Now they have kids. They're like on board with it. They're like, yeah, we got this. Here's how irresponsible they were. They both got tattoos right out of high school. The worst tattoo. My brother got 3 4-leaf clovers tattooed on his ribcage. One for each time he thought we were Irish, which we're not. Not even like a little bit. He's like, maybe if I put a 4th, I'm like, don't do that. My sister got the name of a guy she dated for a week tattooed on her back. His name is Derek. She's 37 now. That tattoo's still there. Because she could not afford a cover-up. So she paid the tattoo artist to draw a single line to the guy's name. Like she killed him or something. Don't you ever hold that laugh back. We were taping, sir. But that's how that went. She was like, still got that tattoo, and now has kids. And it's great. Like, who's Derek? She's like, I don't know. Our brother has 2 kids. He named his second kid Andy, and I was like, oh, cool. He's like, not after you. I was like, okay. I understand why, because here's what happened. When I was 15 years old, I put on like 5 additional pounds, and my family started calling me Big Andy for no reason. I was like, there's no other Andy in this family. Why are we doing this right now? Does someone have a little Andy I'm not aware of? What's going on? Do they still call me that? Yes. I'm on a text chain right now called Big Andy in the Family. The saddest Motown record that ever existed. Does it bother me? Oh yeah. I went to a gym one time, they're like, what are your goals? And I was like, I just want my family to call me Andy again. How do we get there? Yeah. How's that gonna happen? I do need to work out though, because like I had a doctor's visit earlier this year because I was feeling very like low energy all the time, and I don't do anything to make myself low energy, so I was like, probably should go see a doctor about this. I go to the doctor and they're like, what's the problem? I was like, I don't feel like good, like I feel very sluggish a lot. And they're like, why do you think that is? And I was like, oh, I think I've been leaving it all on the court. And they're like, what? And I was like, I heard somebody describe LeBron James as having done it. I was like, probably me too. They were like, no, we're gonna do some blood work. So they did blood work on me, and they came back and they're like, you're pre-diabetic. Did you know that about yourself? And I was like, I don't feel diabetic. No, that's because you're pre-diabetic. Okay. All right. And they're like, do you exercise? I was like, yeah. They're like, your body shows no signs of exercise. I was like, that's because I'm pre-healthy. I'm like, it's not. So it's really good. It's really good. I also had this argument with my wife. We live 2 blocks from 7-Eleven, blessed, I know. I was like, hey, I'm gonna walk to 7-Eleven and get Coke, do you want anything? And she's like, don't wear those glasses when you walk there. And I was like, well, I need to see. She's like, please don't wear those. And I was like, why? And she goes, because they make you look weak. Here's the thing. This doesn't make me look any stronger. Hey, that man's weak and blind. You want to talk to him. Also, this happened. My wife loves watching the swim meets, just on TV. ESPN swim meets, she loves it so much. Why is that funny? The swim meets itself. Okay, I get it. You know, it's funny. But it's always the dudes. And now she's always talking about the dudes' bodies. They're always like, these guys have the perfect swimmer's physique. With those muscles, the way their shoulders are, perfect swimmer's physique. My wife was watching this, and she looked over at me and she goes, you have a drowner's physique. Did you know you can marry your own bully? That's illegal. People let you do that. You didn't know that was a thing. It's totally a thing. It's great.
You mentioned your wife. She sounds freaking awesome. I love that. I love that you have an album that you clearly love your wife, but also she sounds like a little bit of a bully. But that is what you love about your relationship with her. This is your wife guy, and it's great. It's nice.
Yeah. It's very fun. It's weird because people are like, oh, did you know this stuff about like a lot of her weird hangups and stuff like that, or the stuff that she does. It was not stuff that she was doing while we were dating. It's stuff that she picked up after we got married, which, to be fair, I didn't start doing comedy till after we were married. So that was a big change for her as well. But she got her first tattoo recently. It is a skull. It's just a skull on her arm. And I was like, when she was getting the tattoo, I was like, oh, is this gonna be your only tattoo? She's like, oh, definitely. This hurts too much. But now she found that the artist also did a really good aliens, from the movie Aliens tattoo. She's like, that's my next one. And I'm like, oh, 2 creepy things on your arms. Fantastic. Love that.
Oh, spooky wife. Spooky life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Super into that stuff. So I was like, oh boy, yeah. She's really awesome. I know so many comedians who are just now getting married, or whatever, and I'm like, hey man, make sure you take care of your spouse, because they're going to be there for you when comedy and comedians will not be. All right.
Yeah.
Comedy's great and I love it. I love my comedian friends, but at the end of the night, I'm in bed with my spouse, just be like, can you please tell me the set went okay?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's your relationships matter a lot in comedy. And that's your a primary one. And it's important to know, who's really in your corner, regardless of, what you book or whatever.
Exactly. The Being Married to Her is really good. It's very hard to explain comedy to her sometimes. One time I got like I had a decent set, and it was on like a really big show, and then afterwards I was still morose for some reason. I don't know why. But she was like, "What's happening?" I was like, "I'm not feeling well." She was like, "Why?" I was like, "Because it wasn't what I thought it would be." Okay, well, and then she's kind of put her hand on me and like tapped my arm for a little bit. Yeah, let's go. Okay, all right.
The set went well. It didn't fix it though.
Yeah. Nothing about me is fixed. I still feel this way for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh no, I'm not fixed. That wasn't the end. That's just a new level unlocked.
Yeah, exactly. It's like now I get to do this more often. And still feel nothing afterwards sometimes.
Did you have like a talk with her when you started to be like, yo, I'm going to start? How did you break it to her that she was married to a comedian?
Like, I don't like, so, all right. So I didn't like, when I was coming up in school, I did not have like a lot of friends. Like I had friends, but I didn't have a lot of them. And most of them fell off by the wayside like every other year or so. So I didn't have any like really strong friendships. And so when I went to college and then came back, I didn't have like a lot of friends back in Charleston. And so my wife was doing co-ed soccer at the YMCA. And I was like, sure, I'm not doing anything. I'll play as well. I don't think we were dating at the time, or maybe we just started dating. But I played with them and started getting to know some of those people. And I met my friend Tommy, and she was just happy I was making friends. And Tommy and I met because his wife like was like, "Oh, you guys like the same bands? Come over here," and just made us like talk to each other. And then Tommy one night was like, he's like, "Hey, they're doing improv, and you want to do improv? Like, you want to start taking improv classes?" Like, sure. And at the same time, like it was like, I think my wife was happy that he was just like making friends of some sort. She's like, okay, he's doing this. And then when I started doing stand-up, she's like, okay, good, he's doing this. But I didn't take it that seriously. It was just like, oh, this is fun, and I like this or whatever. But then like when I was like really, when enough people told me like, you're actually good at this, like you should keep going, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, let me take this more seriously then. And then talking to my wife about it, my wife was like, oh, I mean, I guess so. And then like she came to a couple of my shows and she was like, oh, he is actually good at this. And like she was like kind of surprised and also like proud of me in some ways. Yeah. But it was like the moving out to LA part was like a little bit hard on her because it was like, hey, like at first I was gonna move to New York, and then I was like went to New York, and both times I just did not vibe with New York. I was like, I don't really love this. This is not my place. And when we went to LA, she has family in San Diego and she has family in Beaumont, which is like an hour east of here. And so that was like an easier thing for her to be like, oh, okay, maybe, yeah. And things weren't like, we weren't crushing it in South Carolina. Like it was just like, oh, we're doing fine, we're okay, but like we could be somewhere else. And so we were just like, okay, let's move to LA. That was an easier transition. And I think the comedy thing, she was kind of like, what? I mean, yeah, you're good, but like this level, I'm like, yeah, I think why not? Let's try it. Like, we can always move back. Nobody's like, that's the thing that I always have to tell friends when they're like, yeah, I guess I'm leaving LA or I'm leaving New York. I'm like, you can go back if you want to. You're not stuck wherever you want to. And I had a friend who did that. He moved back to North Carolina, and then after about a couple years, he moved back to New York, and he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm doing much better now. I just needed a break for a minute, and now I'm fine. And I know people back to LA, and I'm like, yeah, see, you're back, isn't it? Yeah. You didn't miss out on anything.
No, truly. We can all be bopping around and moving. And it's like, especially, when the longer you do comedy too, the more you're just like, all right, well, I'm going to go do stuff on the road, or like, I could live in one place. You don't know if people are in town or not, like half the time. So it's like, yeah, whatever. Like wherever you live is, as long as it's, not stressful to you, like your home should be a sanctuary. And like, it doesn't matter where that is really.
Yeah, whenever I have friends who tell me they're going to move out here, I'm like, visit first. You might not like it. I've seen people who are just absolutely miserable here, and I'm like, you don't have to be here. They're like, for my career. I was like, I don't think people want to make a career out of you being miserable. Leave. You should go somewhere else for a minute.
No, go somewhere else. Get good. There's a lot of great comedy scenes, and it's like, and people are, industry goes to festivals and stuff and like looks at that stuff, and like that's a way that you can move up the ladder and like be based somewhere else, and go have cheap rent in a different city and then come out here for 2 weeks, and do all the big stuff and have fun and leave. It's like, I think about that sometimes, but I've lived here for 17 years and I've got like a good, like cheap good living situation. But if it wasn't for that, I probably would have left a while ago just to have a more sustainable base to be out of or whatever, you know.
Totally.
But if it's home, it's like, you know, if it doesn't feel like home, don't be there.
Right. Yeah. I love LA. Like, I love living here. I take a lot of public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
I like the people I met out here. I like the level of comedy out here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm always like inspired by the people out here. I'm like, this is great. I like this a lot. But some people, I had a friend who moved out here
Mm-hmm.
and like, he just could not fathom just LA itself. He was like, it's so big. I was like, yeah, it's so big. Like, did you not understand that when you were looking it up? He was like, I don't know, man. And then like 3 months in, he was like, I'm quitting comedy, dude. I cannot get, he's like, cause he was like a big deal in South Carolina. And then like here, he was just like, nobody knows who I am. I was like, how would they know who you are?
Yeah.
Like, did you have a manager pushing you or whatever? You came out here on your own, dude. Like, it's going to be fine. You just got to put some work into it. He's like, I don't like this. So like, I get it. And so he lives in the Philippines now. He's very happy. I'm like, good for you, man. I'm very excited for you.
That's awesome. Good for him, man. Yeah. LA is like, I always think of it, it's like weirdly very blue collar because it's like, you got to leave the ego at the door because there will always be somebody more famous than you on a lineup. Even if you think you crush, then somebody will drop in a way that you're like, oh, it didn't matter. Okay, got it. Cool. Well, thanks for the check here, I think. You know, there's always another level to be like aspiring to. There's always stuff to be working towards, and it's virtually impossible to get to a top dog position here, I think. And
for sure.
You'll see people that will think that they are for a second and it's something you know, whatever. And I think it's like you really have to love the craft of it if this is where you live.
For sure. You have to be okay with like, oh, there's going to be travel and traffic and like you're going to get to a bar show and maybe people will show up or maybe they won't. And, you know, that's fine. I think like you said, you have to be okay with the fact that like you might be like, oh, I'm a top dog. And somebody's like, I don't like your comedy. And you're like, how can you not like my comedy? I'm a top dog. They're like, yeah, I don't think you should be, though. You're like, you're hurting my ego.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk away from this.
I guess I'm going to have to develop boundaries with what people think of me. Oh,
I'm probably going to stop caring so much about what other people think of me and just do the best product, make my best product possible. But at the same time, it still hurts when people say they don't like it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I'm just going to like journal and figure it out. Okay, got it. Thanks. That's when relationships outside of comedy, they become important because I think, you know, so many people like if that becomes your whole world, I think it can be really hard to you give up so much power to it. And it's important to like have the way that it is in your life, but not like, you know, let it fully run your life.
Yeah. Exactly. I think of that movie, The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling, where it was it was made like it's a fun movie and it was made to obviously bring cheer and good times to people. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people just did not go see it. And then, I told a friend recently, I was like, I'm the fall guy of comedy. They're like, you're not. I was like, well, I feel like I am. I'm here for a good time. And a lot of people do not want to come see me. It's
a good way to just call yourself the Ryan Gosling of LA. I love it.
2 beautiful people made me and nobody cares.
Oh my gosh. Well, everyone should go see The Fall Guy and everyone should also pre-order your album, The Get Together. Available now. Where can people find you online, Andy?
Online, I am at Instagram at Andy Ryder again. I'm on Twitter at The Andy Ryder. I don't really post there very often, so you're not going to see much. But I'm very much on Instagram a lot at Andy Ryder again, so definitely check me out there.
Awesome. Hell yeah. The album is available everywhere this Friday, but available for pre-order now. Pick it up, everybody. And we'll talk to you next week.